At times you want to create survey forms which can be used for collecting lots of useful data from the users. So how to create a survey form? There are different services like SurveyMonkey, Google Forms, etc. And in this tutorial, we will learn how to create a survey form using Google Forms. So first of all, you have to log in into your Gmail account and then click on the drive option, or you can just directly go to drive.google.com, and once you're there you will see this kind of interface. All you have to do is click on new and then click on more and click on Google Forms, so that will create a new Google form. Now this is how the Google form looks like. All you have to do is edit the title, enter some description over here, and then you can also change the file name. And once you're done with that, you can add the questions. So first question can be full name, and it will be of type, let's say, short answer. Then you may want to create another question which can be address. It can be pretty much elaborated, so you can choose paragraph. So then it will allow 3, 4, 5, 6 lines to be entered by the respondent. You can add another question which can be of type, let's say, multiple choice. So that will allow you to enter multiple choices, and out of them user can select any one. So we are creating different options. You can change the options. I'm just creating a pretty generic one. And once you're done with that, in case you want to show multiple options but you want to allow the respondent to select multiple options as well, then you can just choose the checkboxes. So it allows you to show multiple options as well as select multiple options. So we are just creating multiple options. After that, you can create another type of question which is of drop down. Over here you can just select one option out of the available ones. It just takes very less space, so it is preferred in some of the use cases. Another type of question can be, let's say, linear scale. So that is mostly for feedback. Over here, 1 will represent hate it, while 5 will represent love it. So these are the basic type of questions which you can have on your survey form. In case you want to capture the date as well, you can select that. So now this will allow users to select the date, and one option is left in all of these which is required. So just in case you want to make some of the fields mandatory to be filled by the user, then you can just click on required. And how to know if that field is required or mandatory? You will see this asterisk mark. So if it is there, then that means that users have to respond to that question. So you can just click on required, required, required. It is optional. In case you want to delete the question, you can click on this button. In case you want to duplicate this field and change some of the options or the question itself, then you can do that as well. So once you're happy with this, just go to settings and you will see different options. One of the options is collect email addresses. So it will let you collect email addresses from the users. In case you want to allow users to receive the response email, then you can let them do as well by checking this. In case you want to limit the users to just one response, you can do that by just clicking here. If you want to allow users to respond and then edit the response after some time or after some days, then you can tick this. In case you want to let them see the summary chart of all the responses, then you can tick or select this. Now usually people don't do that, and they usually don't allow this. So just in case the data is confidential, don't ever choose these options. But in case you want to let them edit or see the responses, then you can do that. You can just select these. We are not selecting these in this case. About the presentation, do you want to show them the progress bar, like how much form is completed? Do you want to shuffle the question order, so full name can be in the middle while the address will be on the top? Do you want to let that happen? That will be done randomly by the Google form. You don't have to do anything about it. Second is show link to submit another response. So do you want to let them submit multiple responses? If that's the case, then you can just select this. And what is the message which you want to show after they have submitted the form? So let's say thanks for submitting this form, will really help me stay in touch by emailing me at your email address. So this can be any message which you want to have over here. And once you are happy with this, just click on save. Now this form is created with all the details, all the questions you want to ask your respondents. And once you're absolutely satisfied with this, just click on preview to see how the form will look like. So this is how our form looks like. And if you're happy with this view, just go back and click on send. Over here you will see different options. So do you want the form to be sent directly to any specific email ID? In case yes, you can just enter the email ID, and the email with the form will be sent directly to the contact. Second, do you want to share the direct link to the form? In case the answer is yes, you can just copy the link and paste it anywhere you want, or share it through WhatsApp groups or any groups, and the survey form will be sent to the people, and people will see exactly this view, and they can just enter their data. There's another option which is embed. So in case you have a website or a blog and you want to embed this particular form on your website or your blog, then you can do that by just copy pasting this inside your blog post on the website, and it will be shown there, which is nice because then your visitors of your website will be able to see this form and submit their responses into the form, and which will be collected over here in the Google Docs, Google Forms. If you want to share your form through Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, then you can just click on these buttons and it will directly post it to your profile, which is really nice because then all of your connections and followers will be able to see this form and they can submit their responses to the form. So since you want to make it public, you can definitely share or broadcast it on your social media platforms. So once you are done with all of this, all you have to do is just wait for the users to actually respond to your form. We are just gonna do 2 submission so that you will see how it looks like, how the form looks like, how submission looks like, and how the responses will appear in your Google form. You can choose the date, option 1, option any of the options, address. Do you want to receive the response? Yes, no in this case because this is a random email ID. So just click on submit You will say this is the exact submission message which you entered earlier when you were creating the form. Do you want to submit another response? Hell yeah, because we are just trying out. And let's say email address is this one, and date of birth would be, let's say, this. Do you like our services? Yeah, we love it. While we have asterisk mark over here, which means that it is a mandatory field. And just select the options, and once you are done with that, you can just click on submit. But before submit, do you see there is a difference in the last form and this form? The difference is that the order of the form questions have changed. Why it has changed? Because if you go to settings, you will see that we have selected the options shuffle question order, which basically shuffled all the questions order. So ensure that you really want that kind of feature. In case you don't, never select this option. Now click on save and submit this form. Now click on submit another response to see if the order of the questions have preserved. Well, yes, it has preserved. So this is how you create a Google form for creating surveys. Now you will see that we have received two responses, and these are the fields or questions, and these are the responses. These are responses. Google form actually visualizes or creates visualization of your responses, so it is pretty cool, and basically gives you a sense of how and what kind of options are selected by the respondents. Now, what if you want to export all of this data which you have captured from your users into an Excel sheet? All you have to do is click on this Excel button, which will actually create a Google Sheet. Enter any name which you want and click on create. Now a new Google Sheet will open, and it will show you the data which has been captured by the Google form. So it will also show you the time stamp when the user responded to your Google form or your survey. So this actually helps in understanding when people were actually submitting the Google form. Now this data in Excel format can be used in multiple ways for creating visualization using Tableau or any sort of activity which you want to do with this data. You can extract the email addresses which you can enter or add to your mailing list, and you can send them some newsletters or some information which you want them to receive. Possibly that is why you collected the email addresses of these users. So we have just learned how to create a Google form for creating survey forms, how to capture the data from the users, and how the data can be exported to a Google Sheet, which can further be downloaded as an Excel sheet or a PDF document or a CSV, which can be used in multiple ways. You can also export the data into a CSV format and upload to MailChimp for creating marketing campaigns. So all of this is possible using Google Form.